Yesterday I sat in front of a room of like 30 second graders and talked to them about the real presence of Jesus in the Eucharist. That when the priest at the altar during Mass says the words that Christ asked us to say in remembrance of him, that we believe as Catholics that actually becomes Jesus' body, blood, soul, divinity. It doesn't look like Jesus, it remains looking like bread and wine, but this is some kind of mind-bending mystical thing happening here where Jesus is really present there, even if our senses can't detect it, okay? And that sounds crazy. That's a crazy thing to tell anybody, let alone a room of vulnerable second graders who are eating up every word that you say. And I wouldn't say these things. I'd feel terrible and doing some kind of weird brainwashing if it weren't for the fact that this is what the church believed from the beginning of Christianity. And that's a thing to reckon with, that if you aren't, as I wasn't for a large part of my Christian life, part of a tradition that doesn't believe that Christ is actually present in that Eucharist, that what's happening at communion is a representation of the sacrifice of the cross. It is a sacrifice, not a bloody sacrifice, a representation of Christ's once and for all sacrifice, not merely a memorial. If you don't believe that, as I didn't, you are out of step with 1,500 years of continuous, unbroken, uninterrupted Christian history. And it wasn't until 500 years ago that anyone really seriously thought otherwise. Now, that's a scary thing to reckon with, but if you're there, you need to ask yourself, am I okay with jettisoning what all Christians believed for the first 1,500 years of church history?